For us empaths, it is a lot harder to focus on ourselves and who are at a higher consciousness. Why? Because we are already looking through the eye of source. We see every aspect, every viewpoint, every opinion, every perception as equal. So we get drowned in the noise of the world. So for us, empaths, we need silence. We need that is the power of silence, which can give us the recharge. We, really being away from people. This is that can gives us the most fulfillment. And the higher you are on your consciousness, the more need you have for being away from the noise of the world, from being away from everyone and everything else. Because this is exactly what I've noticed, that the higher I was going on the upward spiral, raising my consciousness, the more I was into that, the more I did not feel like being with people. I did not want to hear their talk. I did not want to hear. I did not want to listen. It's like, I'm just so tired of all the aspects, because I can see that even when I'm not looking, not, drowning ourselves in the perception of others, or really just, the world or the noise or whatever. So for us, it's very important to free our mind and our beingness in being in kind of like a seclusion. It feels a lot better for us. So maybe that is exactly why eventually, masters only worked through the power of their mind. Basically, they were in seclusion. They were more and more. So because what I also noticed, that nothing really on an external level could give me any peace or any sense of satisfaction. Nothing could really do it. Nothing at all. So it's very, very important for us to be able to be with ourselves on our own. I mean, for me, it's not a big deal to imagine a place where I am with me and I can perfectly feel fulfilled. I feel more fulfilled by being by myself than be in between people. And although periodically I can enjoy a great company or a great conversation where both of us on really on the same level of consciousness, but no more tolerance for a low frequency, because it's just such a big gap in between myself and the one. So for long periods of time, I cannot do that. It's just like, why would I do that? So why would I put myself into places like that? Because anyway, our consciousness affects the whole, even when we are alone, because energy has no limit, no borders. So our consciousness goes right into the consciousness of the whole. So we don't need to really interact with people, because our energy, the energy and the frequency of our consciousness is already in it. It's right in it just by being. So more and more people who are high on their consciousness will have less and less need or really even tolerance for being between other people, because they're just gonna be perfectly fine and fulfilled by themselves. So everything else kind of acts like a limitation. Although you can keep your peace, it's not about not keeping your peace when you are, but it just feels better for you to be by yourself and be with other people, because it's kind of like a little entanglement of energy. It's like you're tired of explaining, you're tired of telling, you're tired of really, you let it go to, you just let them go to whatever they feel like it, because they're not a match of your frequency. Whatever you tell them is they cannot understand it on that level. They only understand it on their level of interpretation, which is depending on the level of experience and consciousness and awareness. Because if they are not aware, unconscious or unaware, therefore ignorant in that sense, and really understanding themselves, it's impossible for them to understand awareness. It is like, each one of them, in a sense, I mean, I see where they're coming from because I've been there, but they cannot see where I am because they've never been there. So it's, it's basically, that's where we end up. We're going to feel better when we're alone. We love to be with ourselves because our beingness is whole. It's whole. It's unconditionally accepted, self-loved, and there is no need for relationships, because at a certain level of consciousness, for some people it really gives great joy to be with other people. It's on that level of consciousness where you really enjoy the relationship with other people, and this is what provides the fulfillment. But the higher you go on the level of your consciousness, relationships are kind of become, I would say, useless after a while, when you really learn to love yourself and learn to be fulfilled by yourself, or learn to accept yourself unconditionally. So there is no more scheme or theme is needed for getting to know yourself through the reflection of another. So basically, it's whatever. You can feel good because you can have just a great conversation. You go on the beach, or you go whatever, and you go to a park, and maybe you meet somebody. I can be happy, meeting someone and really enjoying their company, but not for long. Not for long. I don't have needs through interaction anymore, or through another person. I'm fulfilled by myself. Therefore, it's lost its importance, basically, because I'm just somewhere else. So maybe this helps you if you're at this point, and maybe this, just helps you to understand what you're going through. So thank you for listening. Namaste.